Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. They are doing construction outside. It's very noisy, so hopefully that's not too distracting. But that could also, I don't believe in coincidences, so it plays a role in whatever this collective energy is, which I'm going to read for Pisces energy. So something about Pisces season could be important. You or your person could have Pisces placements. You could be dealing with third eye activation, right? Your third eye chakra could be like your focal point. I mean, it really is, but that could be your focus right now. You could be needing to focus or cleanse your third eye chakra, and doing the work of the major arcana. You or your person could be challenged by or in the energy of the major arcana of the High Priestess, or the Moon, or the Hanged Man. We're going to get there. All right, collective, let's see. We're going to read for the masculine, then we'll read for the feminine, then we'll read for the truth about this connection. I don't want to be a player anymore. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. So that could be somebody who could be perceived as a player. That was the title of another reading that came up under my feed from readers that I follow, from a reader that I follow. And now I've had the song stuck in my head all day, of course. But when I followed up with that lyric, I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. It's like there's somebody who's kind of like a hopeful romantic, and they just keep getting caught up in connections or attachments, cycles of situationships, unrequited love. So, and they could be perceived as being like a player or like a serial, relationship person or something, but they're just always looking for love. And there is an openness to love, but we'll see, because they could crush a lot, but a crush is infatuation without information, right? So this is somebody who could just get into connections or get into relationships, or just the initial part is what they keep getting in the cycle of, but they, beyond that, anything with depth or anything beyond just the crush, once they get the information, they're like, oh, it's gone now. And so that reminds me of Chandler from Friends, where he has his, like, they find, oh no, why can't I remember his name? The neighbor. And something about brooms could be important. A broom could fall. Practical magic could be important here. Like somebody could be cleaning up their house, like dusting out, or like whenever you are cleaning out your house, you may come across some old photos, letters. You could be cleaning out your phone. Anything that you're cleaning out, you may come across something that represents your cycles, and you're like, wow, now that I'm faced with the physical evidence of it, I can see my pattern. But Chandler recognizes his pattern of always finding a flaw in these perfectly beautiful, normal women. But the thing about it is, and some people might be like, wow, you're too picky. You're not too picky. I mean, if you think you are, use your own discernment. But I feel people are not picky. You just like what you like, right? And you often find little flaws like that to get out of situations that you know are not aligned with you. So, like, that reminds me of Sex and the City. Charlotte, she's like, he chews with his, he talks with his mouth full. He's hairy, he's crass, he's hairy everywhere except for his head, and then her friend, Anthony Marantino, her, so someone could have like a gay friend or some sort of sassy friend who's maybe Sicilian, Italian, or something from like, and they kind of give this sort of very sound advice, but they could have a wild lifestyle themselves, you know. But he's like, well, or no, actually, she is talking to him. She is talking to him, but Samantha is the one. So the name Sam, or someone in like some sort of mentorship, someone who's a little bit older than you. You could have a friend who's older than you. But any of these could apply, because they're coming out for a reason. Everything comes out for a reason. And she says, oh, is the SEX bad too? And yes, I am spelling, because I'll tell you guys, YouTube is on to me. They're on to us. We're doing something right. And they came at the video that was for the devil, which was Capricorn energy, which was about fear, which was about spiritual attacks, people trying to deter you from your path. And so there are usually those types of low vibrational friends or frenemies or whatever who will just be like, you need to settle. In one way or another, they're trying to push you to settle or deter you from finding your actual person that's aligned with you, because they're like, you're too picky. And that's just terrible advice. Like, if you remain single for the rest of your life, that is better than settling for somebody that you're not attracted to, or that you're like bothered by little flaws, because those things are not going to be flaws with your person. You're going to look at those things and go, and the only reason Charlotte's questioning those other things about Harry, who is her, what I would consider her divine counterpart, he's her soulmate, like they are meant to be together and they're a really good relationship. I mean, in comparison to all the other ones that are in that show, they are my favorite. And it's like society is telling her that she should look for someone like Trey. Well, she was married to Trey, and that didn't work out, right? They had all kinds of issues, and he was a beautiful man, and he was wealthy, and not that Harry's any slouch. I mean, he's a lawyer, but he's definitely, he's like a shorter, bald Jew, and he's crass, and he's just like a bull in a china shop. So Taurus energy could be important here, but so your person might not look like what you thought, but it's like they do everything wrong, where maybe you have been with people who did everything right and they still did not fit the mold. They could have been completely perfect on paper, or according to society, or according to what your family or friends told you should be with, but it obviously didn't work because you're here and you're looking for someone. And Trey was very bad at communication, and Harry does have conversations, and he's more of a realist. He's more grounded. So there is something very grounded about this connection, where you have never felt that grounded or centered or safe with somebody. And I believe that the physical intimacy is going to be the best you've ever had. So where you might be like, oh, Trey would be the best lover. He's not, because we know Schooner could not keep the sails up to make it into Rebecca. Those names could be important here. Someone could be into boating, or with that heavy water energy. That gives me like the Six of Swords. There's the moon at the bottom here. We have strength. Someone could have Leo placements, or just be really trying to like tame the beast. This is also like Beauty and the Beast, where he's this like monster, he's just like he's kind of a, cranky and all these things, but she softens him. And they both experience love for the first time. And that also gives me the dynamic of Gaston, right? He's very attractive. Everyone around him is like, oh my gosh, he's so handsome. When they're having the whole thing, no one's quick as Gaston. It's like, all these people are on Gaston's jock. Like, give me a break. But he's not a match for her. So I think this is going to be a surprising match for whatever reason, and we'll get more into it. But there is judgment here, so of course you have to use your own discernment. We have the Knight of Swords, so somebody needs to bring in communication. Somebody is bringing in communication. This is a masculine. And in Sex and the City, you know, Harry's like, I think you are, like, he tells her, like, I think you are the hottest thing I've ever known. You're so beautiful. You're perfect. Your lips, and I dream about you. He's like, I'm like Romeo over here, you know, and this is never him, you know. So this is, somebody is acting out of their own character to woo this feminine or to pursue this feminine. So let's see about the feminine. Queen of Pentacles here. Could be an earth sign feminine or someone with strong fixed placements. King of Pentacles. All right, we got a match. So yeah, somebody is coming in. You could both have strong earth or fixed placements, but again, this is very grounded. It's grounded in reality, where I think other connections were like a fantasy, and they maybe seemed very alluring, or like they were perfect, like too good to be true, because they were. This feels like this is good. Wheel of Fortune. This is the thing that you wished for. See the surprise on their face, like, oh my gosh, am I gonna get what I always wanted? Yes, you are. Judgment. It's Judgment Day. So you're gonna get what you asked for, but it's up to you to decide if it's what you actually want and it's what you're actually going to invest in. Because Wheel of Fortune is, you know, pentacle energy. This could be a financially lucrative connection as well. You could work together, because the King and Queen of Pentacles are about that. They are the ones who rule the Ten of Pentacles, which is like everlasting abundance and growth and growing old together and building together. They're compatible. Earth energy is all about compatibility. So with Strength, we have the Four of Swords. So on the feminine side, this could be taking a little while. Ooh. So I don't remember which card it was on, but in one of my recent readings, there was some of the ink had come off of a card and gotten on the back of another card. And it was a feminine. I don't know if it was one of the queens, the High Priestess, but maybe we'll find it. And it is off of this Strength card right here, because there's a patch of ink missing off this Strength card. So yeah, it's like someone's strength is maybe wearing thin here, because the way that she's pictured here, they are waiting, they're trying to rest. This feminine is trying to rest and be patient, but they're waiting for this sort of communication. And while they're waiting on this sort of communication, they're looking over here like, is this going to end in heartbreak with the Three of Swords? Is this going to end in disappointment? There is a worry here. Queen of Wands. So feminine, you could have strong fire placements, but that's also a call to remember that you are a master manifester. The Queen of Wands is the sorceress. She wields her wand. So I'm going to do a quick scan through these just to see if I can find the card that had that ink on the back of it. Because I feel like that could play a role here. I don't know if it was the High Priestess, but I'm feeling like it was definitely something to do with a feminine. There it is. Okay, no, it was the Eight of Cups. So somebody is leaving something. Somebody has to leave something. That could be why somebody's waiting here. Because somebody could be giving energy, right? This is like pulling something out of your dog's mouth or your child's mouth. There could be a child involved, but this is like pulling something out of their mouth where what do you have in your mouth? What do you have in there that you shouldn't have in there that's probably going to be a problem? What are you doing? You know, why are you eating grass? Let me get that out of here. Um, and so it is like this feminine is here with this kind of um, cyclical knowledge. This masculine could be making themselves sick through the cycles that they're contributing or giving their energy to, because we've got this, you know, the snake, the infinity symbol. 8 could be important, right? Somebody could be a life path 8. You could have 8s in your birth date. 8s in your birth date. Don't wait. I'm late for a very important date. Ooh, that is like the Knight of Swords here, because I was just just fixing. Somebody could have Virgo placements, because I'm getting a little about the cards and how they look here. And yeah, if somebody is a perfectionist, they may have always focused on like external appearance. And Charlotte is, you know, she does deal with art. So somebody could be an artist here, or like be fascinated with beauty. I mean, who doesn't love beautiful things? But beauty is obviously in the eye of the beholder. Perhaps there's something there that wasn't there before. So this could be someone who's kind of been on the peripheral, and then suddenly you look at them and it's like a brand new, you've never seen them that way before. What's there, mama? Hey, Jackin. The Lovers. Yeah, the 8 of Cups is that new cycle. And so the feminine is waiting for this masculine to get out of something that is not healthy for them. It's a cycle that is making them weak. It's weakening their health. It's hitting their, what is that, health bar. Someone could be like eating protein bars or health bars, or wanting to get back in the gym, or, you know, just get healthy and fit, or whatever that looks like to you. Maybe the gym is not for you. Maybe going on walks is for you. Maybe just doing things around the house. You know, maybe you already have stuff to do that and you bought it a long time ago and you're like, it's been sitting there, and yeah, any day now I'm going to get on that yoga mat. Any day I'm going to get on that whole workout machine I bought, you know, like, and it's just sitting there collecting dust. To use it as like a laundry rack. The 9 of Swords, polygamy. Yeah, I do feel a third party here, because the masculine in this has multiple feminines, and this one does not look happy. So there could be some sort of jealous entity that's trying to influence this connection. Trail of Tears, 7 of Pentacles. See, that's about growth. That also in the Rider-Waite reminds me of Practical Magic, because it's like the rose. Angel love, angel love. See, his name is Angel Love. Like, those are very divine terms. Angel and love. Those are some of the highest words, you know, to describe, you know, ways that we receive and are influenced by divine energy. I mean, and love is the most divine thing. Leave it. They've literally been there all day. Suddenly I don't like hearing them. I haven't liked hearing them all day. The World, a tortoise. Yeah, somebody's moving kind of slowly. And somebody's in kind of like a mopey energy, because I do get that from the Neverending Story. But Practical Magic, the rosebud, the bushes that grow roses, it's like the roses grow once they lay angel love to rest. Well, they think, right? If you know, you know. If you don't know, what are you doing here? Go watch Practical Magic. They have to lay a karmic cycle to rest in order to receive their dharma, their wheel of fortune, their reward. Your eternal reward. Jafar. What does Jafar mean? I used to know that. Jafar means something. I know Raja means tiger. Tigers could be important. But I don't know. Maybe whatever Jafar means. could be important here. Probably means butthead. Someone could be quite a butthead right here. Like someone could, I feel like somebody has kind of this negative Nancy type energy. I really don't like people that much. Love people. Like very few of them. But the world here, this is fixed energy, so someone could be a bit stubborn, immovable, but in the Neverending Story, it's the we don't care whether or not we care, but you must, he's like, just like Artax, the horse, which we are in the year of the horse. It's like somebody struggling to care, and here this Knight of Swords needs that horse, needs to care, needs to have hope to come in, because otherwise they're not going to be able to communicate this message. They're not going to be able to deliver this message. They're not going to be able to fight. Somebody needs to fight. And that is like in Beauty and the Beast, where she is, where Gaston is all being a butt. And he's like, oh, like he has no purpose without his feminine, without Belle. He thinks she's gone forever. And then once he sees her, he Gaston's beating him up, and he's just like, doesn't care. He doesn't care. The will to live isn't there. He's just like, if this is it, like, I don't want any part of this because I don't have my bell. A bell could be important, so it could be ringing your bell. I don't know, maybe the sign of the voice actor for Belle is important. I have not looked into that. But she's somebody who might read a lot or just be intellectual and kind of a nerd. Nerd. But, she does do things right. Like, she lives in a righteous way. She's not bending the rules. She has a lot of honor, to take the place of her father. And so there's something about this feminine that is igniting that sort of knighthood, igniting. IG, something about Instagram can be important because I'm getting ig and then knighting, like with a K, like this knight in shining armor. Somebody could see something and be like, oh, if you maybe only know this person or most of your communication or interactions with this person, you might meet online. Maybe they see you on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media platform you're on, and they see like an honorable stance, or they see you standing up for somebody. I mean, as a vegan channel, maybe they see you standing up for animals or the innocent. But your fight, the feminine's fight, and it's not a fight like in a masculine way. It's a very feminine way to fight, which is healing. That's how we fight demonic forces. That's how we heal ourselves, through yin energy, through nurturing the body, through taking care of ourselves. That's how we actually fight the good fight. Because if we're treating our bodies poorly, we have nothing to give, right? Because if we're giving ourselves nothing, that's what we're going to get. Oh, I did not even see this, but honor. I mean, maybe somewhere in my peripheral I did. The Four of Wands. They want to marry this feminine. Like, they want to, they're like, this is it. That's the one. And, yeah, in Friends, where Chandler's like, he's trying to reform himself. He doesn't want to turn out like their neighbor. He doesn't want to like die alone, because he picks apart the feminines in his life. So he gets back with Janice. Janice and he are not compatible. But she's like that easy person, but like he really doesn't enjoy her company. And his friends are like, You could do better, you know? And even though Janice is a perfectly nice person, if it's like her or Fran Drescher, you know, it's like they have that very similar voice. If your person has the exact same voice or chews with their mouth open or whatever, um, whatever it was that irritated you about people in the past, you know, because I'm seeing that last scene where Chandler's like, wow, that's a big head, big head, big head, big. Like he's trying so hard, but he can't focus on anything else because he just doesn't, he's not interested in this person. They're not Monica, and Monica's his person. And Monica and him are friends. This could be like a family friend or somehow linked, or like a family member of one of your friends because it's, you know, his best friend's sister. So it could be something like that. Someone that could have, again, been on the peripheral, been there all along, and they're just like, oh, whatever they see, whether it's online or whether it's in person, however you interact with this person, whether you work together and you've been working together for a long time and then they see you differently. There's something about the way that you handle something that's honorable, and they're like, that's the key ingredient. Because there is a part where like Fran Drescher, I don't know why I'm getting her, so maybe their zodiac signs are important, maybe their actual names are important. I don't know who plays Janice, but Jane, something with a J, and then Monica, Manana, where she has the identity thing. Somebody could try to emulate this divine feminine. They could be trying to be like them. Also, like in The Little Mermaid, where she pretends to be her, and yes, it's like a spell. There's some sort of like spell work that somebody's trying to put on this masculine, possibly to take them away from their actual person. Or and spells are words, they call it spelling for a reason. So it's like they could just be whispering in their ear or be like, oh, you don't want to be with them. Or through them trying to pretend to be just like them, it's like they see what the masculine sees in the divine feminine, and so they're like, oh, well, let me pretend that, oh, suddenly I'm like that too. Or suddenly I start using those same words, or, you know, changing my hair or my look or my whatever. Like they could be trying to replicate something that cannot be replicated, because you cannot replicate divine energy. It is of pure creation, right? And the only energy that has the ability to purely create is divine energy, the Holy Trinity, right? The only way you can create a human child, well, who knows with science and everything, but the only divine way to create a human child is with a masculine and a feminine. A man, a woman, they create a human child. That's just how it works, okay? So the seed, someone's like planting seeds of inception. Someone could be trying to get into this masculine's dreams and confuse them, but you can't replicate. And just like demonic energy, you cannot destroy what was never created. So there's something about transmuting these lower vibrations, transmuting these dark entities, which is like bringing them to the light. That's how you transmute things. You bring them to the light. You bring the light to them. So again, the honor could be, this masculine could see if they are being kind of like bamboozled or bedazzled by some sort of, someone could like be really into like glittery stuff. But it is like bedazzle. It's like if you bedazzle, like putting lipstick on a pig or whatever, like painting a turd. I don't know, whatever those sayings are. It's like it is. And then the rose, a rose by any other name is still a rose. So it's like somebody's discovering the thorns. They're discovering the truth and maybe the dishonor that is displayed by or the false truth, because the honor is clarifying the Knight of Swords. It's like when this masculine receives this truth, which is, oh, I've been getting played. I don't want to be a player no more. That could also be like, I don't want to be a player in this game because this game is fake. It's like the Matrix. I want out of that. And the Matrix is Neo, which is the one. So this is like a chosen, this path, these two individuals are chosen for this love. And Trinity, right? The Holy Trinity. That's how all things are created. Masculine, feminine, the divine creation. That's where it comes from. Okay? So all creation is the result of masculine and feminine energy, yin yang, dark, light, duality, in all things duality. Mourning. There may be a period of like self-forgiveness, but I also feel like it feels very quick, and not too quick, not rushed. It's just kind of all at once. Isn't that a song? All at once? All at once. Well, if it is, that's all I know. But maybe like those lyrics are in a song that will resonate with you all at once. I feel like it's like an 80s song. But we have the Lovers, the Honor, and Harvest, which is that 10 of Pentacles we were just talking about. So yes, that's growing old together. That's, you cannot harvest, you cannot grow. The roses are very important. Roses could be a symbol here. Somebody could be receiving roses. Somebody's name could be Rose. Something about the colors of roses, flowers. Yeah, there's some sort of maybe transmutation of, I'm getting Valentine's Day. That movie, I Hate Valentine's Day, could be important here. I don't remember her sign. Is she a Virgo? I don't remember. I don't remember her name either. But John Corbett is a Taurus. So that's that earth energy. He's quite a big guy. He's in Sex and the City as well. Oh, he's a big one. Yeah. I still get so mad whenever I think about it because Carrie just destroys him. But he not just once, twice, he gives his energy and his love to this woman who is clearly not in a place to reciprocate because she is highly manipulative. She's a liar. She's deceptive. Somebody is finding some sort of deceptive quality. It's like, what is that? 27 Dresses, where, excuse me. Okay, yeah, somebody's being caught in a lie because the throat chakra is under attack here. Somebody's been spinning a web of lies. Something about spiders could be important. But that is the High Priestess energy. The number 8 again as well. So cycles. And cycles are, the infinity symbol is represented in, somebody could have a tattoo of the infinity symbol, or 8s, or like have a pendant or something. It could be around you somehow, physically, tangibly. Excuse me. But that is it's on the Magician. It's in the 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Conquering the demons, conquering the devil energy, Capricorn energy. That is the reading that was called out as well and removed because of it violated some sort of, I don't know, YouTube standards, I guess. So there is somebody could have like strong Capricorn placements, but the Magician, Capricorn, and then Strength. So that's Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, Leo, and Capricorn. Those are some strong signs here. We have Judgment, so Libra, air energy, and then we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So fixed and earth placements. The Lovers, Gemini again. The World, fixed signs. But it's not until this false angel, somebody's pretending to be like very good, very pure. Oh yeah, I'm exactly the same as them. So anyway, in 27 dresses, the number 27 could be important. All right, that's also 9. So it's also coming out of like a guarded energy of the 7 into a union of the 2, or somebody choosing amongst options, because 7 of Cups is like a bunch of options. Her sister is lying to the boss, and she thinks she's in love with her boss or whatever, and then she meets someone who's like totally wrong for her, but of course they're the same person. And and I was getting that always the bridesmaid, never the bride earlier. So yeah, somebody could be in that energy where they, with that, I don't want to be a player no more, I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. Somebody could just fall very easily and then find out that these people are not compatible. They either leave them, they could cheat on them, they could just ghost, abandon them, whatever. And that could be the cycle that somebody was giving to for a long time. But in 27 Dresses, Katherine Heigl's sister, who I believe is a Taurus, I don't know her name. I don't know Katherine Heigl's sign. I have said that for I don't know how many readings, and I still haven't looked it up. I've looked it up before, and I don't know. I think it's fire. I think it might be Sagittarius, but I could be wrong. I have been before. I just discovered another sign under the Mandela effect. And it was a pretty major one that I've been... It was someone I thought was Gemini, and they were a Sagittarius. So Sagittarius could be important here. So her sister's a liar. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get there. And that could be part of the theme here. It's like it's taken somebody a long time to realize that whomever they've been giving energy to, or they're like getting deceived by, they've been giving to it for maybe a lot longer than they should have. It's taking them a long time to realize this. And it all moves very quickly in that. And she lies. She says that she's vegetarian or vegan, like she doesn't eat meat or something like that. And then, the sister calls her out. Not for the right reasons, but she gets called out. Sisters could be important here. But she gets called out for being a liar. Which is good, because she's a liar. And she does give her sister an opportunity. You tell him or I will. The sister doesn't. So she does it. So I don't actually see anything wrong with that. I mean, maybe the way she did it, she probably should have just gone straight to him and said, hey. But yeah, that's the love triangle thing here. Somebody is pretending to be a good person or pretending to be honest, and they're being found out. And when this masculine finds out, they're going to leave this situation with the 8 of Cups, and they're going to go after what actually brings them stability, longevity, and growth. Ten of Swords. Yeah, end of deception. Page of Cups. An offer. There could be an older, again, there could be some sort of mentor or some sort of older person that's here giving advice that's like, because now it looks like the masculine's kind of waiting, because they may just bring in this truth, and they're sort of, with the Lovers, they're waiting. They're going to say what they have to say, and then they're waiting for the feminine to come to them. This is not a masculine who's waiting to be pursued, because that is not masculine energy. Masculine pursues. But you don't chase. Chasing is not pursuing. That's different. Pursuing is like in Pride and Prejudice, where he says, this is how I feel about you. And then he gives her space. And then he does come back and says, if your feelings have not changed, I'll leave you alone. You'll never, I'll never speak of it again. You'll never see me again, whatever. But if your feelings have changed, I love you most ardently. Like, I still love you. So it's putting it out there unconditionally. It's not saying, hey, now I figured it out. Now are you ready to be with me? It's, this is taking me a long time. I'm sorry I made you wait. But if this feminine is in divine energy, which she must be for me to be reading for that, because that's what I read for, this feminine will understand why it's taken so long. And if you are in that holy place, frequency-wise, you know that not only do you know that your person has to come in when they're ready, you want them to come in ready. You want them to come after they've done the work, because otherwise they're going to come in and it's going to be an imbalance, because you're going to have to pick up the slack for the work that they have not done. They have to do certain things on their own. It sounds like they're right outside the window. Eight of Wands. And there's the King of Cups. Eight of Wands is like, again, leaving. The Eight of Cups is choosing yourself. And again, this masculine is not just going, oh, I figured it out, now I'm going straight into this other relationship, right? They're going to come and let this feminine know, I figured it out. And if that makes me kind of like, oh, because this masculine is hoping that this feminine does receive them. Of course, they want to be accepted and received. They don't want to be rejected by their person. Now that they've got it figured out, they're hoping that they still have a chance. It's okay. I know that was obnoxious, Jack. I know. Goodness gracious. Leave it. Get him now. Oh gosh, she just got a haircut today, and she is like 20 pounds lighter. She's like an 8-pound dog. Eight of Wands is going after something, and it's quick, and it's completely different than anything you've ever done before. So the approach, the pursuit, not that this feminine is an object, but the object of their affection, the subject of their affection, if you will, is totally different. So I feel like this is someone like unlike anyone they've ever been with before. Again, even if they look the same, sound the same, have similar traits, this feminine, because of the King and the Queen of Pentacles, this is the only person that they've ever been compatible with, really compatible with. Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. There's that Capricorn Two of Pentacles infinity symbol. This brings balance. And this is a masculine, I feel, that's going to come in and say, you know what? I figured it out. I still need some healing. I'm willing to continue to do that work. So it's like they're laying all their cards on the table and saying, here they are. They may not be completely perfect or sorted or whatever, but like I finally understand why you're in my life. That's a big statement. Hosting Coyote. That's the Magician. The Divine Alchemist. We are meant to alchemize together. This King of Cups is coming in like with that Page of Cups. Yeah, it's like they're not going anywhere. They're going to stay very they're true to this feminine. Their heart is with this feminine. They're not going anywhere. And if it means that they have to be alone, they would rather be alone than be with a false feminine. And that's what this feminine, I feel, needs to hear and see. Is not just, oh, this is just a player who like can't be alone and has to be in a connection all the time. Four of Swords. This is someone who can't rest. This is someone who can't nurture themselves, do the work, do the healing. They can't like, this is someone doing it themselves. So they may have seen like this masculine is operating out of codependency. And feminines, you may be, that may have been your cycle. Like giving to codependent masculines who only took from your cup, because we see that the feminine here is a healer. And it's part of a healer's path to understand that the healing must be given to the self first. So big old monster truck. Virgo energy. Monster truck. I don't know. There's someone's like nephew could be important. But monster truck. I mean, someone could drive a large vehicle, but I'm getting like the monster trucks are just like I feel like that could be how this masculine wants to come in. 3 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. They want to come in like that, but they are coming in very patiently and they are willing to wait. They're willing to wait because as much as they want to lock it down, they need this feminine to receive them on a divine frequency. Not just, which means the feminine has to be giving to themselves first. Matriarch of vessels, which is the Queen of Cups, right? Filling your vessel first. Herons could be important here. There's a large heron. Also stork. So there could be children involved here because it's like a, it is like a heron. There's a lily here. And Lily and Rose are the names of Charlotte and Harry's daughters. The one they adopt and the other one they have naturally. So there could be something about like reproductive issues because she can't have children. And then once they adopt, then like things fall into place. And that is something that happens. So, where it's some sort of biological, physiological process that happens where, the reproductive system is like, oh, okay. And it's, I think, because once you're on that frequency and that vibration of being a parent, some sort of healing, whatever reasons that you had disruptions of the past, of the reproductive system or the sacral chakra. There could have been some fractures in the sacral chakra that needed to heal before you could create. Now, that could be creating a human child, or that could be creating some sort of life together, some sort of purpose, right? With the sun here, that is the divine creation. It's also the divine masculine. In the Rider-Waite, it is represented by a child riding a horse. So there is something about a white horse that is important, but there's something around Christmas time could be important. So like by the end of this year, the year of the fire horse, and this would be like the fire source, the sun. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of rhymes, so but the sun is that full illumination. It's healing and it's growth. It's bringing light to the shadows. I love the artistry in this deck, the Van Gogh Tarot. there's so many little details in the background. But there's a ship there as well, so that schooner, I do feel like the Six of Swords, somebody is coming in with communication that is going to heal and feel like a rescue. Because this is like somebody coming across a desert. Let my people go. I'm getting Moses. Someone could be 40, but there's like 40 days, 40 nights going across the... Someone could be crossing some terrain. Internal terrain, but it's very arid. And with that King of Cups, they're going to come in with the Nine of Cups. They're coming in to hydrate. Spiritually, emotionally hydrate. It's going to be like dipping into a pool. Cancer energy. You or your person can have Cancer placements because with the sun, the divine counterpart of the sun is the moon, represented by the feminine. We have the Hanged Man and the sun on the feminine side here. So yeah, the feminine, just like the moon, receives her light from the sun. So it is definitely the masculine that needs to, and looks like they're going to, bring this communication in, bring this clarity in. And then, of course, it's judgment on the feminine side, discernment. Is this what you wanted to hear? Because if it is, you know, here it is. What are you going to do with it? Do you want the thing that you always wished for? With that Wheel of Fortune and the, I feel like it's going to be quite a surprise. And it might be a little like overwhelming or, but as a healer, the heart, I think one of the hardest things, healing is also the star. So Aquarius energy, someone could have strong Aquarius placements. The toughest challenge for a healer is to heal themselves. And I mean, to give healing, to heal others is basically to love others. So to give love to the self or to receive love is very challenging. There's almost like a caregiver's fatigue here. So I'm just going to pull one note from the energy centers here. This is the throat. Those associated with negative qualities produce ugly forms. So again, it's the beauty here is not, it's about what kind of qualities this person has that makes them so beautiful. Solar plexus, if we have a chip on our shoulder, it's all too easy to allow hurt feelings. So somebody may have a chip on their shoulder. Make sure you smooth that out through self-love. The arc, Joan of Arc, can be important here. He explains that if someone becomes depressed, for example, his room becomes charged with the quality, and any sensitive person coming into it becomes conscious of a certain lowering of vitality, a loss of tone. There could be, again, if you are like cleaning up your space, you may be coming up, there may be some kind of like lingering low vibration around you that's making you physically sick. You could feel like an illness, a spiritual attack, infiltration. And it's like, as you go through things, I think you're going to find something. And it's like, you've been allowing this person to be casting spells on you by keeping their picture or their clothing. If you have clothing from exes or whatever, like burn that, let it go. So, and that's very Piscean energy to hold on to the past, because nostalgia, nothing feels as good as nostalgia. Except this love. But it's like remembering to dream. So like your dreams are infiltrated, your sleep is disrupted. There's something lingering. Cut it out. Full house. Yeah, you could have a very cluttered house, but I'm getting cut it out. Uncle, is he Uncle Joey? Uncle Joey and Uncle Jesse? The letter J again. JJ. I'm watching He's Just Not That Into You. So the names, I mean, there are a lot of different characters, but the main central character and like of all of it is Gigi. So there's something like JJ, Gigi, or some sort of alliteration in somebody's name, possibly on the feminine side. His name is, somebody does not want me to say this. He is Justin Long, so another J, and then his character's name is Alex, and her name is Jennifer something. So a lot of J's here, and somebody did not want me to say anything about the masculine for some reason. And that could be this other feminine. We had 55 on the clock there. Somebody wants the divine feminine to stay in a lack place, a lack mentality, because that empowers dark entities. That empowers those that are working for dark forces or have dark intention. In the same way, the man who surrounds himself with unpleasant sound forms by careless and uncluttered speech produces an atmosphere in which these forms constantly react upon him. So that's like watching what you say, and somebody's, in fact, said Ledbetter, each word as it is uttered makes a little form of etheric matter, just as a thought does in mental matter. This is swords. It's like the Rice experiment. So self-affirmations, I practice right speech. If you want to look for this, it's your 7 energy centers, and this is page 124, your right speech. So we're making a choice to help or harm. So words are absolutely crucial here. So do things that heal the throat chakra, because that is under attack, and somebody does not want truth to be spoken. Somebody does not want truth to be heard. And they're trying to attack that. They're trying to infiltrate that and plant seeds of doubt, plant seeds of fear. Like, oh no, this feminine's not going to want to hear that. This feminine's not going to accept you. I get like somebody's talking down to this masculine, like trying to disempower the masculine, so the masculine does not feel strong enough to come in and profess this love. I'm getting Ever After. Drew Barrymore is in both of these, and she is a Pisces, so at least she was the last time I looked. We never know, but and Henry, the name Henry, where he's the prince, and the Cinderella story, but she, it was like sisters, stepsisters. There's something about somebody just being ugly. There's some ugly witches around, man. And it's 3. It's like the coven. But he's like, so you're not engaged? And she's like, no, I'm not engaged. Somebody's been planting little seeds of little lies. And like truth is coming to light, because truth always prevails. Always prevails. It will always, right will, right, what is that quote? Right will out. That's not it. Anyway, the light always wins, right? The night only lasts so long, and then the sun will rise and everything will be illuminated. So maybe this is something like by the morning, by the day, if nights are being are really tough and challenging, just keep remembering, like each sunrise, a little bit more is going to be illuminated. And this could be something within like a day, because the sun represents a day. So it could be within a day that something is going to come to light, and just be prepared to humbly receive this profession or this truth, and then do what you do with it. Free will, right? Use your discernment, free will. But just know that divine love is patient, divine love is kind, and divine love is unconditional. So if anybody's coming and trying to rush you, that's karmic. That's past energy. Because no one is going to push you into loving them if they truly love you. So that needed to come out for some reason, because that could be somebody's cycle of feeling like pushed into like performative love, which is not divine. Okay, I think that's plenty. Hopefully there was something in here for you. Confirm it, claim it below. Thank you everybody for your support. If you would like to support, everything you need to know is in the description box below. There are plenty of free ways to support anyone who has donated. I appreciate it. It is an unexpected blessing every single time, and it allows me to continue to do this work, and hopefully it's helping somebody. So until next time, I wish you well.